If you're from Blackburn or Darwin, chances are you was treated at the Blackburn Royal Infirmary. Let's go into the history of this beautiful building. Back in November of 1856, the newly elected Mayor of Blackburn, William Pilkington, started a fund to build a new infirmary on Bolton Road. He donated the first 2,000, and also with the £3,000 fund from the Blackburn General Dispensary, a town meeting was called and more donations were promised and made 18 months later. The 8-acre site was purchased from Joseph Fielding of the Holland Bank estate. The first foundation stone was laid on the 24th of May 1858, Whit Monday, by Elmer Yerberg. Because of the depressed state of the local cotton industry, Blackburn Infirmary did not open until 1864. In 1893, a nurses' home was erected in the grounds, and over the years the hospital has continued to grow in size. Further extensions were made in 1908, which included space for 14 more beds. The total number of beds had now reached 130. The infirmary became Blackburn and District's main hospital. On the 21st of April 1914, by a decree of King George V, the word Royal was officially added to the title. It was in future to be known as Blackburn and East Lancashire Royal Infirmary. Following the First World War, Blackburn Memorial Committee decided to erect a memorial to local men lost in the war by the construction of a new wing. The War Memorial Wing, for which the Mayor, Lawrence Cotton, issued public appeal to raise £100,000. According to local legend, when the committee approached Thwaites' brewery for a contribution, Mrs. Yerberg, on being informed that £38,000 was still required, wrote out a cheque for £36,000 saying,
"I have no doubt that the good people of Blackburn and the district will donate the rest."
And she was right, the people of Blackburn and the district did donate the rest. By 1923, sufficient funds had been raised to enable the construction to commence. On the 24th of May, after procession through the streets of Blackburn and amongst the pomp and ceremony, Mrs. Yerberg laid the foundation stone. On the 16th of June 1928, construction was complete and Mrs. Yerberg was invited to formally open the new wing, which she did with the words,
"I hereby declare this War Memorial Wing of the Blackburn and East Lancashire Royal Infirmary to be now open."
Late 1928 saw the completion of the new X-ray department and physiotherapy department, but there had to be reductions. There was plans to build an extension onto the nursing home and an extension to the outpatients department. But things didn't exactly go to plan. With a lack of money with the depression, trade and funds were hard to come by. The nursing home wasn't completed until 1934. Until 1948, the upkeep of the infirmary was by voluntary contribution. Money for any equipment, repairs or expansion to the infirmary had always come from the general public. But when the National Health Service took over, the government funding was coming into the hospitals and everything changed. In 1964, a new multi-storey wing was added. It was used for surgical wards. Over the years, the look of the infirmary changed dramatically. New departments were being added all the time, and the population of Blackburn was growing. But there was no more land to expand on, and it was decided that the infirmary would have to move from its site it had occupied for almost 150 years on Bolton Road. So many different specialists work here. I had my tonsils out here in 1996, so did my sister in 2004. Then again, when I got my finger caught in my dad's car door, inches from the lock, not gonna lie, that did hurt. Honestly, the treatment from them was amazing. Even though I had to wolf down my sister's Weetabix so she could go home, I could still taste it. In 2006, sadly, it closed and moved most of its department to a brand new super complex built up at Queen's Park Hospital at the site of the Old Workhouse. The new Royal Blackburn Teaching Hospital was opened in July of 2006. The Royal Infirmary was closed and left to the elements. People would break in and graffiti, all that usual stuff. The site was empty for a really long time. If my memory serves me right, by 2011 they'd already demolished the hospital building. The War Memorial Wing was demolished in February 2015. A housing estate and a nursing home stand on the site, as well as a Domino's and a one-stop shop. The recently award-winning Each Step occupancies takes up part of the site. The memorial wing crest, which was above one of the doors to the wing, had been retained for integration into the redevelopment of the site. It was a beautiful building. Many a time I have had to visit myself. when it was open. I remember the long corridors, dainty lit areas. I remember the view out the windows. No matter where you was in the hospital, there was always a beautiful view. I also remember it standing proud in the landscape. The infirmary will always be a big part of my memory, and the 148 years it was standing. The doctors and the nurses that worked there helped a lot of families, and it should always be remembered as one of Blackburn's most beautiful buildings. Was you treated here? Did you work here? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed it.